Well, friends, we're here in Mexico, not my hometown, but it's where I grew up. And I just love it here. I'm in Guadalajara at the Mexico conference, and we're here with Raúl López of Ag Tools. And he's one of the exhibitors. They're a sponsor for the conference. But more than that, they have a really unique product, I guess is what we'd call it, tool that you can use in the world of ag. Before we talk about that though, just tell us a little bit about how the conference has gone, what your feeling is on that. You're on the board, so you probably have a unique insight.
Okay, yeah. Thank you everybody for being here. Yeah, this is our fourth edition after the pandemic, and now we have a great show today. This is the third day, and the show it's growing every year. Now we have close to 500 attendees, and why are we saying that it's a successful?
Yeah.
It is because our attendees are growing, and also not only the number but the quality, because now we're offering business roundtables for our attendees with the retailers, with the buyers, and these connections are generating a lot of excitement, a lot of business for the attendees, and also for the exhibitors.
Yeah, these business tables. It's basically like speed dating for business. You get 10 minutes. You get a face-to-face with the buyer, and there was, I don't know, it seemed like there was like maybe 12, 14 different buyers maybe here. I didn't count them, but it seemed that way. And 10 minutes. We had 230 people that had interactions there. And the idea is you get the face-to-face, you make a friend, possibly, but more importantly, you walk away with a deal. And if you don't, it might be on you.
Yeah, it is a very good opportunity to get a new business direct with the retailers, and it could be very, very interesting for your company.
If you've ever walked a trade show and tried to get a buyer and you're chasing them down because they have the right color lanyard or something, that's a lot harder than having a specific time that you can sit down and meet with them and chat. So I commend you. That's a great venture there, a great tool there. Now, speaking of tools, you guys have this. I don't know. It's beyond software. It's beyond. I mean, it's next gen type approach to you. You're capturing all this data, and you turn it into something that a grower, shipper, packer can use. Probably even a buyer can use to predict, what's going to happen. So tell us a little bit about Ag Tools. When did it start? What does it do?
Okay, Ag Tools is a company based in Orange County, California, and we started in 2018 in a beta process, and then we start in a commercial experience in 2019, and since then we've been growing. As you know, the pandemic stopped everything.
Put the brakes on everything.
And then we start again, and well, we've been in the road for many years, so like maybe 6 or 7. And now we are here. What we do is we collect federal data from different countries, and also what we do is we collect that information, we clean it, we homologize and contextualize for making better decisions. And we have information from countries such as US, Canada, Mexico, Colombia, United Kingdom, Spain. So now we are getting more information, more data from the European Union.
Yeah. An example is blueberries, right? I mean, blueberries grow in the US, grow in Canada, grow in Mexico, grow in Spain, grow in Morocco, grow in Peru and Chile. And so if you're a grower, you want to know what's going on, because you want to know, do I send to the United States or do I send to Europe? Do I send to, do I grow more of this variety or more of that variety? What's the weather going to be? And all of those different things. And you guys are collecting all of that and putting it into graphs and bite sizes really to digest that information, right? I mean, is that?
Yes, and also what we do is we collect that information, and we have history for more than 25 years of more than 515 commodities, and in the case of the weather information, we have more than 50 years.
So you've backfilled. You haven't just you didn't start today and say from here on we're going to capture information. You went back and you have collected all the information as far back as you can, and then you're feeding that all the time. So you have a really good panorama of what's happening
Yeah, we collect that information and we update it every day,
daily.
daily.
Yeah. When does the government update it?
Interesting question. The government sometimes publish that information on every quarter or every semester. But what we do is we don't go to those agencies. We go to the sources for that agency.
Feeds that agency.
Yeah. So what we do is we collect that information from the main sources or the primary sources, and that's why we can have that information on a daily basis.
Yeah. So you're not making decisions by driving in the rearview mirror. You're actually seeing what's happening now.
Yeah, what happened
and you can
today
respond.
or yesterday,
Yeah.
or even, for example, we were talking about yesterday about Spain.
Yeah.
And when we went into the tool, it was like 11 o'clock here, but it was maybe 7 in the afternoon in Spain, and the tool was already updated.
Oh wow, that's awesome. So, who is the target for this? Is it just growers? Who can benefit the most or from using an ag tool?
We attend the whole supply chain industry,
Right.
Even we have companies like seeding companies, all the way to supermarkets, retailers, food service industry, but also bankings, because they take this information for the loans.
Oh sure.
Yes.
That makes sense.
So we have that all that supply chain potential users.
I hadn't even thought about the banking side of it. That makes perfect sense. You know, they have analysts, I'm sure, but for you to kind of already collect that data for their analysts, and then they can just kind of verify, maybe recheck. But it gives a great indication if some product is on the down, you know, probably they're not going to invest in that. If something's growing, they're gonna put their money behind it.
Yeah, we help them to reduce the risk.
Yeah, that's huge. I hadn't even considered that. But anyway, it is an incredible tool. I've gotten to see it firsthand. Obviously, this is not a freebie. This isn't some kind of nonprofit. You do this for profit. How do growers, or how do people who buy this tool, how do they determine what's the right fit for them? And do you sit with them? Do you train them? How does that work?
Yes. What we do is we meet with a potential user, and we hear what their needs, and we try to make like a tailor-made suit for them.
Sure.
And we make a contract in midterm. It's at least 6 months, because we commit with them and we train them to use this, because it is also a change in the way they do the things.
Yeah.
Because now we have to implement the use of big data in your process.
Yeah, so we're not talking about a one size fits all. Download the app and you're good to go. It's really a bespoke, you know, kind of made to order way of approaching that information for your business, so that you can digest this whole encyclopedia.
We also have that easy to use the information, but it's more transactional.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a long-term vision, data can give you a lot of information and a better scope.
Yeah, and if you think about it, retail stores use a lot of like the Nielsen rating and that kind of stuff to figure out what markets are doing. That's always in retrospect, and you guys are providing information that is right now, so that you can make better decisions in the future.
Sometimes somebody told me that we are like the Bloomberg for the produce industry.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, Raúl. I really appreciate having you here. We're going to hunt you down at the show, get a little shot of you in the booth, and get you to say hi to folks. But thanks for being here. And if you're interested, we're going to put their website down here at the bottom for ag tools. What is www.aj.tools. ag.tools. Yeah, .tools. So check them out, and we'll see you at your booth. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Nate.